incline. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank.
It's a beautiful sunny day here at Atlanta Motor Speedway here in Atlanta, Georgia. And today, the hot rods of the Citadel Rallycross are about to take shape and center aim at a very tight technical track here on the Rallycross section of turn. It's Atlanta Motor Speedway's Rallycross racing circuit right here on PTM Racing TV. Hi everyone, I am the Crusader Christian Driver joining you guys here today. Right now, setting up today's action, getting settled onto the track right now. Qualifying still underway and in session as we're just about a minute and a half left into our qualifying run here. Reigning, defending race season champion Luis Nunez looking to try to continue his reign of supreme and dominance out on the show. Has been the man that everyone's been talking about trying to take down again after his first loss here in the first round of racing. Look, he could probably come back here in the second round and took a huge nosedive back at the boys in the Daytona circuit, bringing it all on the line and getting a great jive there to win it out. But now, coming into this race, knows he could be at a bit of a disadvantage here, knowing some of these new cats are coming in to really make shape and take aim at him. With 12 drivers in each circuit, it should be an interesting night of racing here, as we've got multiple diverse sections of the international world from the UK, Europe, Ireland sections, to our friends down on the French side, even the Spaniards of Spain. Germany represented, the Americans as well represented very much here, and then Argentina and the other country represented out on our track of surface racing here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. This looks to be an interesting get up and an interesting position of battle and play for all drivers involved today. Currently last minute practice laps being thrown down by TJ Staver as well as Robbie Lorell, as you just saw a minute ago. Staver there in his number 15 machine, putting down his final laps here as we're getting ready to seal them up. Keep in mind, this does not count as a qualifying time. This is just practice for him and his crew. Figure out each corner, get themselves reflected on each jump, each spot here as we get ready for the action now. Set to head. 2 heats in this one. We'll bring it down to our first heat out of the gate, and let's bring them down to the track. On the start, the fastest of them all, Luis Nunez. Once again, the 14 is the number 1 seed, and then Carson McKenna will be in the 11. Then our 3rd seed is Marcos Palacio, as he'll be driving it down up there with the number 83. The 15, TJ Staver, will be in this one. There's a 4th seed. The 5th seed is Sebastian Kinder. And then a 7, and your 9-1-1 is Armand Buzo. Armand Buzo right now getting set to the action here. The field is set for our race now. Heat number 1 to the stage. Heat number 1 in position. It's time to go racing here on PTM Racing TV.
A good jump out of the gate for Nunez. Takes the early advantage. Staver and McKenna hunt him down. Down on the first set of jumps here. Single file road up. Himself out of trouble and in place. Nunez, though, the race leader, continues to hold him on by. His jump starts are just way too good for any of these regular cats to really figure out just like that. And it looks like McKenna well aware of that, so he goes in with the Joker lap as Nunez takes full control of his Joker. Palacio and Staver right now trying to stabilize him in and try to take the advantage early as well. Every driver for themselves here as Nunez takes the early gun from the Joker lap. Again, McKenna as Palacio and Staver have yet to use their Jokers. Excuse me, Staver and Kender and Bruzo have not used their Jokers. The top 4 have used their Jokers, so it's the bottom 3 that have not. And it certainly shows, though, Nunez getting that advantage out of the gate, getting a sheer speed and power under the hood. He does not need to worry about anything up ahead of him. And that's kind of one thing that Nunez has been doing all season long. He's just had pure dominance and really no one to really tame him on or really trying to question his momentum and passabilities on the track. They mainly drive it out and let the car do its own work. Marcus Horatio very well aware of that as you see him trying to keep this thing under control and balance from the Fisher Motorsport camp. The Fish Sport number 83 as well as his teammate Carson McKenna and the other Fish Sport camp trying to keep speeds up. So Logitech number 14 of Nunez still hanging on that lead. No trouble through the corners, no trouble through the turns. Staver, Kender, Bruzo right now probably questioning when the time is to come for that Joker lap here. If anything, I'd probably say it's about time to get ready to hit it up before it's too little too late. They lost so much time just on McKenna, Palacio, and Nunez alone not taking that Joker when they did. And again, the Joker really is designed more as a shortcut on the American side, whereas European side, it's more of a kind of a penalty box, if you will. It kind of hurts your run more than it helps it. But making passes around on these rallycross races can be a bit tricky, and as you can see even too, when you're slipping and sliding, you gotta believe there's a few fenders and a few mines that are gonna be burned up a little bit. We've seen it so many times before where drivers just get a little bit annoyed, a little bit frustrated just because they get taken for a ride or two from the bump and runs here. Nunez, though, getting the early jump with the white flag out in the air, has now taken full control with only for the 4-second gap ahead, almost a 4-second gap, excuse me, ahead of McKenna and Palacio. Palacio trying to get something going here, trying to drive it in here. McKenna looking for a run here onto the corner panels here, swinging it right down off of the off of that 180-degree e-brake set. Getting a good run here straight to the end, but it is Luis Nunez and the number 14 onto the final set of corners to the big jump for the finale. Nunez will win it out here at Atlanta for heat number 1. Into the final jumps, McKenna and Palacio having a great little tag around battle for your top 3, but it's McKenna that takes down Palacio. TJ Staver getting its number 15 up ahead here. We'll take fourth respectively. Sebastian Kender and Armand Bruzo will take 5th and 6th. A good set out of the gate here for the drivers. We'll see if that is going to help them out long term or not. Your results now popping up on your screen. Nunez with the early advantage. McKenna and Palacio have some work to do. In your next set, the number 1 seed in this one, Robbie Laurel will be in the 213, was Alexander Ebony in the 99. The 369 is Alexander Poteet with Nicholas Shriver in the 41. And Ian Fisher pilots the 71 with Adam Alderton in the number 33. Our field is now set to go here on PTM Racing TV. Awaiting the command and the structure here. They are now settled down, ready to hit them off the corners. And you see that Joker lap there, that literally takes out that entire 180-degree e-brake turn there. Gives them a lot of company, a lot of workarounds here to use their speed and use their power. We'll see the drivers use it here as our lights flicker off to the on switch. We are off, we're racing, here we go again. Great start by Laurel, but Ebony right behind him. Ebony trying to hang in there as Poteet tries to make a jump out of the gate into the jumps. Through the jumps, early advantage to Laurel. Laurel trying to get the early gain around on Ebony here as Ebony tries to get back out to him. Remember, Ebony was your first time winner of this season so far. Nunez has one on him already though this season. We'll see if he can get that back here as Poteet and Laurel will take their Jokers respectively. Ebony and Shriver, Fisher and Aldrin going to the not going to the Joker. They decide to opt into the normal turn section, normal drive sections they're supposed to take. An interesting position to be put into, and a very interesting little limelight to have to work around. We'll see if that does kind of act to help them out or a little bit, or that will end up costing them more than they realize. 4 laps to go now. Now Laurel must take this 180-degree turn here a little bit now. He gets it around very cleanly. You can see he swings the car right into the left, then back onto the right. Nick Shriver moving in the chains here. Ebony still sticking with his run. Oh, two-wheel action though for both. Hey, here comes Shriver on his right. Shriver not able to make the pass though. Man, if I thought that was a good time to make a pass there, I think that was probably his best chance. Shriver really let one loose there. Had plenty of time to get into that corner, but did not have time to get the speed to do the same. He'll need to structure this one up, really stay focused. He knows he cannot let Poteet get ahead of him too much here. But again, this just goes to show you how tough it is just to pass on this kind of tracks and these kind of levels of racing. There's not a lot of room. There's not a lot of room to be making mistakes, nor is there a lot of room to be making any errors. And that was definitely an error on the end of not only Poteet, but Shriver as well, in my opinion. Ian Fisher staying ahead of that 99 of Alexander Ebony here. Ebony way back in the field, and I'm not really sure why he is so far back. I only thing I can think of is he's trying to get some points in the last chance qualifier. But, I mean, even then, that's not going to get you much good if you end up getting taken for a ride or taken out completely. He knows he needs to be careful about his decision making here. Aubrey Laurel, though, on to the final jumps, the final circuit. The 213 now takes white flag here at Atlanta. And Shriver back at it with Poteet. Poteet trying to block and evade Shriver, but Shriver is literally cooking it up on the rear bumper. And Poteet this time makes the mistake, gets up to the jump and into the turtles, and then goes Shriver. Next Shriver finally getting a break there, and then Poteet unfortunately not able to get around it. And next Shriver, a little trouble down there. He gets way too hard in the corner. Gets right around there with Ian Fisher in the 71. Off the final turn though, Robbie Laurel will take the 213 to the victory lane. Alexander Ebony's going to take second over. Shriver getting one right back at Ian Fisher for that little nudge he gave him earlier. Ebony takes second. Fisher will strike third as Shriver will lose out his second place spot to Ebony and Ian Fisher after that huge little hit he gave to Poteet. My word though, that one got a little wild there on the show. Well, we say it all constantly. We say it over and over again. You can't make mistakes like that, and that was definitely a mistake there. The last chance qualifier is now coming your way, race fans. Let's take a look at the action here and the gridding order of this one here. It will be Palacio, Fisher, Staver, Shriver, Kinder, Poteet, Bruzzo, and Aldrin in this one. We'll have to see who comes out on top as we are now set to go. The action is about to kick off again, race fans. Awaiting the command of the lights here right now. The field is getting set to go back to the action here. Working their way around, looking for that start. And there's the lights on. We're back underway. We're back at it, and we're already putting fenders together a little bit. Armand Bruzzo, Alexander Poteet, Nick Shriver, all getting some there. Palacio and Staver getting ahead of the gate early on. Palacio looking to try to get there to Staver early. Sebastian Kinder, the Frenchman, right now getting some company here of Alexander Poteet and them all on his rear corner panels here. Palacio and Fisher jumping up ahead. Staver decides not to take the Joker. A little bit of fenders put together, some bruised hearts there as Armand Bruzzo takes one right at Sebastian. Sebastian holds the line down and keeps himself out of comfortability. Trying to hang on though. You can see there's not a lot of room for error. The mistakes in this one. It's a lot tighter of a track than it is usually on like a Daytona or even say possibly like a Charlotte Motor Speedway, if you will, when it comes to these rallycross ends. But what makes it so good and difficult is that it really tests the driver on how to maneuver in certain areas and how to be faster in others. That's exactly what they wanted to see. Ian Fisher right now in the 71 and keeping his distance, trying to keep his speeds up on the track. The drivers right now currently managing their way around, staying under control, staying in power of their own destiny. With 3 laps to go though, Palacio has the lead. But remember, he is only one of 3 that took on the Joker. Fisher and Poteet, the other 2. That means Staver, Shriver, Kinder, Bruzo, and Alderin, they are still in this if they take that Joker and one of them makes a mistake. Beautiful pass there by Nick Shriver on Alexander Poteet that time by. And remember, Shriver had not used his Joker, and he has still not used it. He's got 1 lap he could use it for if he really wants to. Poteet using his Joker early may have cost him more time than I think he realizes. He's trying to stick with it. And Nick Shriver can't quite get back to that corner panel. Shriver waiting even patiently. He's being very conservative here, waiting for the final lap. He's going to go to the 1 to go before he uses it. Staver though uses it, getting his Joker right at Palacio, and look at this incredible battle, swinging it double file right in to the big jump, right onto the circuit. White flag is out. Staver has the lead. Palacio trying to get right back onto the right side. Oh, gives him a bumper for his troubles. Doesn't like that too much. Staver managing to use that little corner bump there, entering into the turn. Actually got a great entry, just being a little sideways. Manages to hold the line down though. Palacio trying to get back at it quickly, can't get it to go. Next driver, I don't believe he used it. He has used his Joker up, actually. Yes, he has now. Uses the Joker and now has cleared up the field. And onto the final set of turns. Off the jump, DJ Staver with a huge drive ahead of Palacio. Ian Fisher gonna get taken for a bit of a ride here at the end. And next driver and Alexander Poteet again getting into it with one another. Shriver gets the top 5. Sebastian Kinder gets in 6. Armand Bruzo gets 7. And Adam Alderin will have to take 8th here in this one as our warm-up session is now just about to begin. My word though, race fans. That one was chaotic. Well, warm-ups are about to begin here. Staver, Palacio, Fisher, Poteet, Shriver, Kinder, Bruzo, and Alderin. Your top, the final finishers there. Alderin did not qualify, did not race, unfortunately, so a tough break there for him. We are now entering into our warm-up session. Now, that kind of brings me into this little circumstance right now. We've got a bit of a situation kind of coming up where we're seeing drivers literally taking each other to the wall, taking each other to the course and to the corners. If we take a look through this whole track right now, we watch on our blimp cam, you can just see how treacherous some of these turns are and how tough some of these corners can be, and how really you gotta really keep a close eye on your spots and your openings, knowing that there's a lot of places you can do right, there's a lot of places you can do wrong. But this corner right here, in my opinion, is probably the most difficult out of the bunch when it comes to overall consistency and speed. Because the thing is, you don't want to try to wrap it around the corner. You want to try to almost keep it as straight as possible, kind of diamond it around onto that back end of that fence line, and then is when you want to actually start to kind of let it rotate just the slightest bit to actually then drive off into that spot. It's kind of looks like a corner that you would see back at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, just not as long nor as really as, if you will, I guess you could say, kind of edged out. That's really a 90 degree, that's almost a full 90 degree in turn, minus that little exit turn right there. It's very easy though to get kind of trapped and kind of lost here, and we know that all too well as we take a look at our track map here. This is again what they're after and what they're aiming for, and again you can see that 180 degree spot there on the very bottom. Looks like kind of a thumbs, looks like if you're having a thumbs down, that's where that big thumb is. That's pretty much where most of the action is going to be playing out, to try to get a pass, try to get a run without using that Joker. But the Joker actually eliminates it completely, so instead of having that there, you actually get a very little rounded edge tip to it, which makes things much more interesting, but at the same time makes it more difficult to have to choose when you want to use the Joker and when you want to go for that spot. It's going to be interesting, though, to see who uses it when and where. We see Nunes, he just uses it right out of the gate. Seems to like doing it more than anything. And it seems to be, to me, like he actually prefers to do that over all else. Now, whether or not that's going to end up working out okay for him remains to be unknown. Well, nevertheless, though, there is still plenty of room, plenty of time to be giving these guys and giving themselves something to think about, or really something to really watch out for. Whether or not they will be able to handle themselves and handle the other drivers on the track remains to be their own undoing, but I think we can all agree that Nunes is the guy everybody wants to keep away from the first lap of getting ahead of him, because if anything, he can use that to his advantage, and he can use that with everything he needs and speed-wise and all that. It's a very, very tall deal and a tough order these drivers are going to have to face. Well, we have now wrapped it up here and getting ready for this one. This is getting to be a very crazy little spot here. Drivers are preparing for the battle ahead, but I mean, I'm telling you guys, it's gonna go either way between these guys. I can't give one or the other at this point, because last time I did that, I ended up going horribly wrong. So and with only 15 seconds left, we have now approached the end of warm-ups. Race fans, if you haven't already, share the stream around, share the love around to our drivers, because these guys are about to embark on a very wild and chaotic journey. If you thought the Xfinity race moments were crazy, you ain't seen nothing yet. That will all but wrap it up. It's time now for your finale. 10 drivers in this one. Here is the Elite 10. Luis Nunes, the 213 of Robbie Laurel, the 11 of Carson McKenna, the 99 Alexander Ebony, the 15 of TJ Staver, Marcos Palacio in the 83, the 71 of Ian Fisher, the 369 of Alexander Poteet, the 41 Nick Shriver, and the 97 is Sebastian Kinder. Race fans, it's time at last, and we are about to get crazy up in here. Lights flicker on, and down we go. Green is out, we're off. Entering in the first sector, the first turns. And Luis Nunes yet again gets us a huge break out of the start. Gets a good jump. There's trouble behind. Staver spins it around sideways as he goes. Crashed out. And Poteet and Shriver once again back and forth with one another, wrecking each other off the jump. All day long they've been at it and been doing that constantly. They haven't been able to escape it. Nunes gets the early jump around as Ebony tries to get him. Every time Nunes has got this spot and got this jump on everyone out of the gate, he's been able to avoid the chaos and the madness behind, managing to hold everyone off from there. Can he do it again with this kind of a subseries and this kind of a subsection of drivers, knowing that they could easily get a piece of him or go after him if they really have to? Jan Barkhammer here with this big black and gold machine. TJ Staver in the 15 trying to put his Subaru up in the fight. All drivers in this one for this race will be driving the Subaru. We saw the Volkswagen used earlier, which was the only other car used out on the track. That was Aldrin that used it in qualifying. Did not get it to the heats though. You may be wondering at home, what's the difference? Well, the Subaru in this case, it being a little bit more wider in diameter and frame, it actually has a little bit more speed, a little bit more power to be used in, and especially on a track like this that is so tight, you need more power, you need more speed to your advantage to help kind of justify and kind of keep what the runs. You can't keep up with the positions here. That's not to say though what we are going to witness here coming soon enough isn't going to be a little bit crazier, because tomorrow night, of course, Moonshine's not Moonshine's, the Shake and Bake Race League, the Road America guys are going to be running out at Road America. So the Cup Series not only get to run on our IRL TVs, but we'll see it on the virtual end here with some other drivers far and wide in their nature. Should be an interesting little race. We'll catch you guys live tomorrow night as well for that one. So Shake and Bake returning to the track. As we see Luis Nunez here still taking the early lead, taking full advantage of it. Alexander Ebony losing some speed as Carson McKenna and the 11 going right up ahead now at Alexander. Ebony knows he cannot let Nunez get ahead of him in the points by too much. He needs to keep the points tight, so a second place finish will help him out tremendously here. Last time out was not a good showing for him, actually getting himself into a bit of troublesome circumstances and situations, costing him dearly and costing him plenty of time out on the track. Carson McKenna looking to try to play spoiler at Ebony and maybe enter his name into the fray as he swings it beautiful corners off from that 180 section. And you can see him just drifting right into that tight subsector turn now, having to get it in close to the fence, close off exit. Have to power it off to get the car to rotate, but at the same time build speed to the jump. Without that speed to the jump, you have absolutely no give and no run left in it. And that's what makes it so darn difficult to keep up with and keep in position. Nunez right now about a 4-second gap ahead of Ebony and McKenna. Man, he is not giving them an inch, nor is he going to give them any chances to breathe. TJ Staver in the 15, the 41 and X Shriver right now. Currently, they're duking it out amongst themselves. Although Shriver struggles again. Staver not using his joker up. Neither has Sebastian Kinder, which can help him out. But Shriver and Poteet been at it all day long. And Shriver, I think, may have thought he had the last lap there on Poteet, but it was Shriver that makes the mistake there in the corners. However, there's one thing you can say is he at least made the A main. Same for Ian Fisher, although Ian really kind of got wrecked out of the gate, had nowhere to go, and then cost himself dearly there. Boti trying to stick with it here, keeping his nose right up onto the grip, onto the rear end of the rear fenders. Staver here, he's trying to make him think about this one, trying to keep his honesty. Keep the honesty in check, keep them all real with yourselves. Our Frenchman, Sebastian Kinder, right now trying to stick with Robbie Laurel in the 213. Remember that Sebastian had not used his joker, but neither has Staver, so that could be a bit of a factor here late in the run when it comes to position and timing. Top 5, top 4, very critical here, very prominent. Carson McKenna trying to get up there with Ebony once again, but you can see that Ebony is not giving him much room or much way around the track. Take a look at our lap times here, and you can see Ebony only gave about 2 laps to him, and this last lap was not even much, only about 300th of a second. That's not going to do you much good here, that is for certain. I thought once he took that joker that maybe that would actually help him get a little bit more speed to get around him. Well, it gave him more speed, but it wasn't enough to get around him. And since then, it's been pretty much just kind of drive and go from there. Speaking of drive and go from there, white flag out. Luis Nunez, the 14, taking full control. This one as Robbie Laurel and Marcos Palacio have one last duel. Palacio and Laurel right now back and forth with each other, trying to make the other two as honest as it can be, while also trying to take the other for a bit of a ride here. Nunez looking on, watching everyone go at it here from the back. Laurel trying to make one last ditch effort pass. Not enough time. And speaking of time, no one can take down the timing and speed. Nunez wins another one here on PTM Racing TV. Ebony will take second, McKenna gets third, and a great final lap battle there between Palacio and Laurel ends with Palacio barely taking it to third place. What a race. man Anna Castellon, Spain, yet again pops another one into victory lane. Nunes, strength and numbers, strength and speed. Powerhouses his way around and takes another one here on PTM Racing TV. Nunes with a huge win yet again. Pop really taking this one full control onto the track. Our feature winners now presented up on your show. It was a really wild day of short track, rallycross, everything you can imagine here on the show with this race in action. But it is Luis Nunes who walks away with the victory here on the show once again. Alexander Ebony will take home second. Third will go to Carson McKenna. Marcos Palacio getting fourth. Fifth to Robbie Laurel. Sixth to Sebastian Kinder. TJ Staver getting seventh. Eighth to Alexander Poteet. Ian Fisher taking ninth. And Nicholas Schreiber getting 10th out of the bunch. Pretty much round out the finishers there. Time to take a listen to your top three as they now join me here on PTM Racing TV. In the number 3 spot here, we'll pilot it down the 11. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Carson McKenna as your third place finisher today. McKenna, once again, sir, another good drive, another good battle, and taking the Joker a little bit late. Looked like it may have given Ebony a few of the willies there, may have given him a little bit of the shivers down his spine.
Yeah, I was hoping I could get in front of him, but guess I miscalculated a little bit.
Well, I mean, it may be a slight miscalculation, but I mean, at the same time, with here in Atlanta, it seems like it's very difficult to get a good pass or really get a clean pass without kind of putting some fenders together, getting some cars to kind of put in there, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's really hard to pass on, except for or even with the Joker, really trying to pass through the Joker. But that's what I was saying. I was hoping to pass him on the Joker because I knew there was no way I would pass him without it, honestly.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, a great showing from you and the crew and a very big third place finish for this one today. I will ask you this, sir. Who do you want to thank for that?
I just want to thank Fishport and Boat Charters and Fisher Disc Golf.
Definitely a good group of guys there. Good gang there for you and the crew. McKenna, congratulations on a third place finish here today in Atlanta.
Oh, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carson McKenna here in the 11 going to take your third place spot away. But in second place today here, he pilots it in the number 99. Ladies and gentlemen, our friends from Germany, it is Alexander Ebony coming on board here. And Alexander, once again, sir, another good showing, another good race here in the podium specs. But once again, Nunes just manages to find a way to outplay you guys on the start. And he's able to escape you guys off the first set of laps there. What went down?
Yeah, I mean, he's a world championship driver. He's one of the best drivers in the world, and if I can keep in a race within 10 seconds, I'm happy.
It'll definitely be good to happy as well with your performance and how you kind of handled yourself there off that first set of laps. It seemed like the guys were getting a little bit kind of feisty behind you, didn't they?
I don't even know what happened. I just know I had contact with Robbie Liberal, which I'm very sorry about, and I think that cost him a position or two, and yeah, that cleared my way. So I was lucky, but yeah, I wish it would have gone down another way.
A little bit of luck never hurts anyone around here on the show, and in more sports you need it. But nevertheless, Alexander, as you continue to try to conquest in for another race win in a season championship, who do you want to thank here for the second place at Atlanta, sir?
Yeah, thank you. I want to thank Fishport, Marcos Palacio, and Ian Fisher, and I'm happy that my teammate Carson McKenna got on the podium too, and of course Luis Nunez for all his work with all of us.
For sure there. All right, Ebony, well, congratulations once again, sir, and we certainly hope to see you next
Thank you.
time out.
Bye-bye.
Alexander Ebony, ladies and gentlemen, the 99, your second place finisher today, and of course the race winner, the top of it all, Luis Nunez. Yeah, races his way into victory lane yet again. The Spaniard just cannot be stopped. He just will not stop, and nor will he give up. And as Ebony said, one of the best drivers in the world. He is certainly proving it in the virtual world as much as he does in the real world. Well, nevertheless, race fans, I will say that's going to wrap it up here on PTM Racing TV for the day. We appreciate you guys for tuning on in. Thank you so much for supporting the show. If you like what you've seen, like and follow us on Facebook, subscribe on our YouTube, and keep up with us on Twitter and Instagram while we present you all the news and latest info. For now, I say farewell. We'll see you tomorrow. Road America, we await you and your arrival. We'll see the Cup Series there. Thanks again, guys.